on behalf of Tagore Engineering College, Department of Management Studies. I welcome you all for the third day of AACT sponsored STTP on emotional intelligence for teaching staff in enhancing the efficiency of students. So it has been 2 days with you all, and we find a very good knowledge vibrations from each and every one of you through the questions you ask and through the interactive sessions we have made. And we are in on the day two. And today's session is about like millennial expectation. That is how the present generation students are. Yesterday the sessions were about the classrooms and how do you handle the social intelligence. In that there were a lot of questions. How you retain the attention of the students. Like how does the external factors affect the students, so these things makes us aware that handling the students of this present generation is very challenging. Even yesterday's speaker, Dr. Abhi, she was telling how she was when she was as a student and what are all the changes she faced when she was a teacher. So she was giving a lot of cases, like how a student is to be found to be very lethargic in classroom, but how they have completed PhD in future, how inattentive, but at the same time, how much of rapport they have with the teachers. So she was giving a lot of cases. So that makes us throw a light. That is how she has thrown a light that how challenging the present generation of students are. So we have a very eminent person, Dr. Lata Lavanya from MIASI Institute of Management Studies. So she's a student director and a professor there, and she is very much known for handling the students. And we all know, handling the students is very challenging, but she has been doing that job for more than a decade in a very challenging way and in a very responsive way. And when I visited Niasi for getting some few advice from the director, I found I was really impressed with Dr. Lata Lavanya. She was handling so many things, and mostly her room was always filled with students. They were all walking in and out, asking for so many things, and but she was handling all sort of students. Some of them were very reserved, some of them were very much vibrant, and some of them even were very authoritative in asking questions. But she was holding a smile on her face. Nothing I could read from her face how she was responding, but she was handling all the students in a very in a elegant manner. So when we had this topic, I was standing behind Madam. Madam, surely you should give one topic to discuss about this present generation of students. And she was very kind enough. Even they have some audit today, but somehow she has managed the time to make the session for today. Thank you, ma'am. And over to Kavita, madam, to give a short introduction about Dr. Lata Lavanya. Over to you, Kavita.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning to all. It's my pleasure to welcome you all again for this short-term training program. Now I take my privilege to welcome our ma'am, Dr. Lata Lavanya, ma'am. She has 17 years of experience. She has been a senior HR manager for about 7 years. She's a full-time PhD candidate from the University of Madras. She is associated with educational institutions for the past 10 years. She holds University of Madras PhD guideship. She is the author of over 32 research papers, which were published in various UGC and Scopus journals. She is presently an editor for MIMI JMR. She is the first faculty credited to receive funded internship from RBI and received grant from the ICSSR to conduct a national conference in MIM. Her expertise comprises in HRD, HRM, innovation, entrepreneurship, logistics, and supply chain management, marketing, and also in knowledge management. Her accolades include Best Faculty in Management Award in the year 2014 from Education Today, Research Excellence Award in the year 2017 by Indo Global Education, Award for Teaching Excellence by GMRAF Awards in the year 2019, and Best Women Researcher Award of the year 2020. Oh my God, ma'am. Welcome you, ma'am. Welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now, the forum is yours, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning to everyone present in this momentous occasion. In this era of globalization and digitalization, online mode has become the part and the parcel of every walks of life. Sorry. We are quite fortunate and privileged enough to have the facilities to connect. And these days are going to be transformational while defining the moments of the days to come. Teaching is more than imparting knowledge, and it is inspiring the change. Learning is more than observing the fact, it is acquiring understanding. It gives me immense pleasure to thank Tagore Engineering College Department of Management Studies for organizing this AICTE sponsored short-term training program on emotional intelligence for teaching staffs in enhancing the efficiency of students. And congratulations to the chairman, Dr. M. Mala, and the principal, Dr. L. Raja. Special wishes to the convener, Dr. P. Priyadarshini, who's the HOD, and great appreciation for the hard-earned effort of the faculty coordinators, Dr. S. Usha and Ms. Kavita. Special thanks to the technical team, who's always the backbone of all the events. And a very warm welcome to all the learned faculty members who are present here. At the outset, I promise I shall try to make all the faculty members here to make your teaching easy and the students learning very vibrant and easy. I shall try the level best to show you the videos and online techniques available. How do we make this learning and teaching pleasurable? Faculty makes transformation. Other works are just the back office job. I'm here to give my shoulders to reduce your agony. It is up to you to decide which tool suits you. Because this conventional method is going outdated. So we started moving to the outcome-based education. Then what is that we were doing till yesterday? If it is not outcome-based, that is a ground reality. It was all income-based education. Learning needs to be creative by satisfying, gratifying, and fulfilling the stakeholders' expectation. Our stakeholders are the one among might be the students. And dear faculties, if we create a culture where every teacher believes they need to improve, not because they are not good enough, but because they can be even better, there is no limit to what we can achieve. Now I take the pleasure in moving into my topic, millennials' expectation. That's what there in the screen. The generation is starts among us today is the generation we have is silent. The year of 1925 to 42. So can we have the next slide? Baby boomers in the year of 1943 to 60. And we have generation X and we have generation Z. You can see all these categories of generations here. Growing up at the time marked by social, political, and economical commotions has filled these generations with distress rather than optimism. Next slide, please, sir. You can see here the same vibration of how the generation are split into. Next slide, sir. Who are millennials? This is our topic for the day. Millennials are the ones who are born between 1980 to 2003. They're also known as Generation Y. The millennials has been hailed as new great generation. No, they are being segregated according to the words of Wilson and Gerber in the year of 2008. They display ambitions, confidence, optimism, and capacity for high level cooperative work. At the same time, they have a high stress, and they have to manage the stress. Can we go to the next slide, sir? There are lots of changes, like how the phone was. The next slide, please, sir. How the phone was and how the phone we have in our hand, which is a smartphone, wherein all the connectivity is there. And you remember like how the changes we had in 1970s, how the TV set was, how the solitaire was, and and how the TVs are there at present. It is more or less like a theater, home theater. Next slide, please, sir. What happened to the changes what we had previously? How was the classrooms previously, and how the classrooms are there at present? Is there exit any changes? Have there been any changes? You could have seen like how the Gurukulam was, the students sitting at the tree shed, and the faculty who will be teaching, that the guru will be taking classes to the shishyas. Now it is a table and a chair. No other difference. The Indian teaching in this generation is challenge for the new millennial teachers. The teaching methods from one era do not meet the learning needs of different era, because we see lots of students flowing in. One set of students, probably 10 years back, the students were different, and now it is different. What we see, the avalanche is coming. There is a lot, and we are yet to meet this challenge. Next slide, please, sir. You can see the image here of new taxonomy, that is Bloom taxonomy. You can see here like how it is in Bloom taxonomy. The knowledge is at the base, it is on the bottom line, then it has a comprehension, the application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. This taxonomy is proposed by Bloom in the year of 1956. And it has been reinvented, analyzed, and it has got a new dimension by Anderson in the year of 2000 in order to get itself adapted for this environment. It starts with remembering, understanding, then it goes like how it moves towards the next legs ladders. 1 minute, please. This new taxonomy, that is new taxonomy, it is rewind from what it was of Bloom's taxonomy. The remembering starts with the recalling the facts and the basics concepts, like how to define, how to duplicate it, how to memorize, and how to restate is, and then it is how to understand the ideas and concept. Then how to apply those ideas and concepts, that is use this information in the suitable situation. Then how to analyze, how to draw into the conclusion with the ideas, how to evaluate, that is to justify and stand on the decision, and last how to make our own, like how to create our own work. Right? This is the Rewind New Bloom's Taxonomy by Anderson. Next slide, please, sir. There are lots of characteristics which we see in our classroom. How the millennials, this generation, are. They are consumer oriented, entertainment oriented. They have an instant gratification. They have a short event horizon. They are easily adaptable, and they have an excellence. They are spectacles, and they are very good and intellectually disengaged. And they have the safety consciousness. They are stressed, and they are diverse. And we can also see the special characteristics, like how they are. They are treated, they wanted to be treated as special and important. And they had been the most wanted people for the work. And every milestone was marked with a celebration and with a praise. They wanted appreciation for everything they do. And they carry a sense of entitlement, and they have expectation, and they expect a positive feedback. They feel they are here to solve almost all the world's problem. They crave attention. Can we have the next slide, sir? What we know about the millennials among these characteristics are they are visual communicators. They integrate the visual and even the physical worlds. It is very easy for them. They learn better through the discovery than by being whatever it is told. They shift their attention quickly. They are multitask. When you ask something, they'll be in some other work, but they will respond very quickly. They pay attention only to what interests them. And they respond quickly, and they expect quick response in return from the other generation. And they are digitally literate, but they have a very poor understanding of information quality. They must be forced to reflect. And they expect to participate in learning process, but not passive learning. And the first person learning in expectation, because these generations are the first person for learning in this expectation of stimulation, visualization, and experimental activities. They view graphics, and they check out all the text, all the classroom materials, the PPTs, and everything with their net, with Google. There are 5 R's of millennial learners, and the researchers has defined these 5 R's. The next slide, please, sir. This we have seen, sir. Next slide, sir. Yeah, the next. This is research-based methods. It should be relevant, and the learner should be rational. And these learners should well understand, and they should be given a relaxed time to make each and every concepts understand, to learn in a relaxed classroom without any disturbance. And they expect us to be supportive, and they expect us to favor the additional informations required for the concepts. And these, all the concepts are 5 R's. This rationality should be understood by the learners in a relaxed, conducive rapport. There are the techniques below. Like we have lots of techniques. Here are just few strategies that the instructors are using to engage today's learners. Number one, create understanding and build rapport. We have to engage the students with technology, with analytical and creative atmosphere. We have to give active learning. That is, we have to provide them lots of analytics, and we have to create an interest for the students so that it is analytical and creative for the students. You have to engage the students with technology. That is, we have lots of online tools so that we can engage the students with technology. If I'm going to take a marketing class, I can ask the student to prepare a video on branding. We can engage the students with the technology. We can ask them to analyze how the branding is being done by the other companies. We can create opportunities for active learning in the classroom. There are lots of best practices. These best practices can be mentioned as we can allow the students to connect with each other, and the connect through collaborative peer-to-peer assignments. Next is the challenge the students with innovative assessment modes. And you can hold the students accountable for their assignment choices. You can have a flexi assignment choices. You can provide the student with centric learning activities, not as like exam oriented. You can encourage the learning for the sake of learning, not for the exams. You can provide service learning opportunity, build a sense of community consciousness. What's that he is going to do to the community after taking up his education? What service he is going to do? Next slide, please, sir. We can take up some action plans. What do we have to do for this action plans? We can identify and frame clear objectives. We can frame the objectives of the lesson, and we can ask the students to take up the task, that object, analyze it. They can do a survey on it, and they can list the outcomes, so that we will be in a position to analyze how the skill set of the students and how the concept is being taken up by the students. Next slide, please, sir. How is that we will do? How do we teach? What are the steps we are following for this Bloom's taxonomy? There are lectures. We can give lots of activities. Assignments is being given. The teaching is being assessed through the assessment. Those are the methodologies, like we keep tests to analyze how the student has understood the concept. If we do have the failures, then we keep a class for them to see to it that the concept is well taken up by the one who has not understood that specific chapter. And the methodology, what methodology we take? There are structured approaches being followed. There are visual contents. I'll share you the online methodologies. We have digital communication tools, that is visual content. Then we can incorporate collaborative learning through case studies. Then we can do a role play, that is through personalization. Then these digital tools can be utilized even by the students, as how the faculties take up it, because they are going to be more vibrant than us. And how do we know that these students are learning? Use like blogs, wikis, like you can use like journalizing it. Journaling can be used as a practice. We can encourage students to create a small groups, and the role assignments can be given to them, and we can hold synchronized chats where brainstorming is done. When we ask them to create business plans, we can ask them to go in for the brainstorming synchronized chats, so that a better, well-developed business plan is being prepared. And what assessment types of strategies which is being used? The assessment strategies are objectives. You can develop objective. It can be objective. Then it can be subjective also, like how to assess the students. It can be subjective. Sometimes when we give a work as a group, as a team, when they do, then we can assess as a group based assessment. Then in UG or in first year summer internship, very rarely before the summer internship, we give project based assessment. Sometimes in the groups, or mostly it will be given individual projects in the summer as well as in the main. It can be with online collaborative tools. Then it can be the lecture capture tools also. Then how this technology is going to get in place, how these instructors are going to use this technology. Because a report says that in US, millennials entering the workforce around or post to the economic recession have lower level incomes and less assets than the previous generation as comparable ages, as well as high level debts. The cumulative effect of altered and wide varieties of financial decisions is being taken. The idea is that the disaster would hit any time. So these generation are either putting off big moments on looking to explore the world before it all falls apart. Okay. Then the Chinese employers, we have some reports from the Chinese employers. They have stated that they view both the generation Z and the millennials as most vital to their future than any other countries. The research says 75% they take specific measures to attract, engage, and retain the millennials and generation Z as much higher proportion than US and Europe. On mute. Okay. We have the slide here. This is about, can we have the first slide, sir? This is how India is, like how you can see the population in the x-axis, And you can see how the population pyramid of India illustrates the age and sex structure of it. And it provides insights about political and social stability. This graph I'm saying, as well as economic development. Here the population is distributed among the horizontal axis, with male shown on the left and female on the right. The male and the female population is broken down into 5-year groups, represented as horizontal bars along the vertical axis, with the youngest age group at the bottom and the oldest at the top. The shape of this population pyramid gradually evolves over time based on fertility, mortality, and international immigration trends. Are you able to understand like how this graph is? When we see the graph for other countries, you will be in much, you have a good understanding on how this is for the other countries and how it is for India. Can we move to the next slide, sir? Yes. The next we have is Japan. Here the population pyramid of Japan illustrates the age and structure of the whole population and may provide the insight of the same political and social stability as well as the economic development. Here again, the population distributed along the horizontal axis with the male shown on the left side and the female on the right side. The male and the female population is broken down in between into 5 years group, representing this horizontal, like horizontal bars along the vertical axis, the youngest of the age groups at the bottom and the oldest at the top. You can see you can see that the old age people about of 75 and 79, more people are there among those categories. Can we move to the next slides? Yes. Here you can see how Singapore is. The youngest, youngest and the male and youngest and the female. You can see like how the millennials are there, how the millennials are spread across, and that age group is completely filled. Right? The next slide of European Union. Here again, the shape of this population pyramid gradually evolves over time. All these are based on the fertility, mortality, and international immigration trends also. United States. You can see like how United States is spread across. There are lots of variations. The youngsters, the maximum of the youngsters who are there would be of 25 to 29. Even here the age groups are not similar as we had seen in Singapore because of lots of immigrants, lots of youngsters prefer to stay there. The next slide, sir. We've seen the lots of immersed in the technology and uncertainty. This gives a very clear view like how this millennial generations they have crossed various phases. In 1981 to 96, it was millennial generation. That generation is termed as millennials. In 1992, it was the first text message which was being sent. And in 1999, it was the BlackBerry device. It was introduced in 2000. The PayPal came into the existence, but it has reached 1 million users. And 9/11, it's 2001. The Facebook came into an existence in 2004. The first tweet sent in 2006. iPhone was introduced in 2007, and 7 to 9 again, it was a recession. And in 2 months, it was the Instagram, which came in 2010, and it was in 14. You have a raise in the inflation, and in 2015, you see that the Apple Watch was available. What is that we understand? That these students who are millennials, they are tech savers. The past decade has been marked by a steep rise in the economic inequality. There was a reduction in social safety nets and insecure and dysfunctional government, also fueled by the social media. And there was a contract between the employers as well as employees. We will have a look at how the generation X and the millennials were, right? Because we compare ourselves with how the students are there in the class. The generation X, they are the one who were born between 1965 to 1979. Most probably the faculties who are there who have of 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years experience, Generation X. This is the first generation who will be turning 50 years in 2015, who would have done it. They have a formative experience. They would have had a personal computer. They would have had video gaming. They would have two income household, 24 hours updated with the news. There are some common traits with this Generation X. They stay independent. They are transparent. They are also adaptable, but ethical, and they are direct, resourceful. What these Generation X wants is they wanted work-life balance. They wanted independence. They want transparent skills. They want to work in a casual environment. When we are coming into this millennials, they are the one who are born between 1980s to 95. The first millennial will turn 50 in the year of 2030. The X generation would have already turned in 2015. Right? These kids, that is formative experience of them is like always with the smartphones. Even now, this Generation X has started adopting. Even now, we take classes, we see the WhatsApp messages through the smartphones. And the common traits are, we have already seen. They are tech-savvy, multitasking, they have self-confidence, and they are competitive, multicultural, goal-oriented. What does these kids want? Workplace flexibility. But what is that? We were looking into work-life balance. These millennials, they are expecting mentorship, and they want recognition and encouragement and collaborative work encouragement. That is what they are looking. Generally, these millennials believe their ambition are within reach, because two-thirds who wants to reach senior level in their career, they believe they will be able to accomplish it. And 7 in 10 of whomever who want to see the world, they think it is possible. And we can say that the 3/4 who wants to buy home are confident they will be able to do so. And the research says 83% of those desiring families who don't see family barriers preventing them. But with shifting demands of these millennials, business schools are having to react to have a changing job market. With analytics curriculum, it is not, when we think of analytics, we should not just think it is Google, it's only Google, only Facebook, or only Amazon. All the industries want, and we need tech talented students. And the students can bring that perspective to many companies and industries that they go into. This generational change has seen more MBA graduates look to join the startups or to take the leap into the entrepreneurship themselves. We have one research study in the year of 2012 stating that 3% of the Harvard MBA students have joined startup upon the graduation. And 2015, it increased to 9%. And in 2020, due to the corona, due to the pandemic, it has reached greater than the 9%. It was of 17%, but it was expected more than that. Flexibility is important, and no one has a crystal ball. And being able to stay on the top of what we think is going to happen and being able to flex is as needed is going to be really, really important. So some students can do it easier than the others, than the other, like other student. Can you move to the next slide, sir? This is again the difference between the millennials and the Z generation. Because we were seeing that X generation and the millennials. You know that millennials have been raised by the baby boomers, and Z is the next generation, that is second part of it, that is raised by Gen Xers. And millennials grew up during an economic boom, and this Z generation, or it has been termed as Z, that is grew up during a recession. Millennials are always idealistic, pragmatic. Z generations are. Millennials focus on having experiences, but Gen Z, they focus on saving money. And the others are, they prefer Facebook, Instagram. It's going to get, no, they are going to get influenced as same as what the other generations are. Millennials and Gen Z, we can also classify them that millennials do not just work for payback. They want a purpose. And this generation Z, the money and the job security are the top motivators. They want to make a difference by surviving and thriving are more important. And the millennials, they don't want to fix their weakness. They want to develop that weakness into the strength. But Gen Z, they were raised during the Great Recession, and they believe that they are the winners and the losers. And more people fall into the losing category also. They want to have a tool to win, either through developing the weakness or through the strength. Can we have the next slide, sir? Thus, all the comparisons we can see here, like how funny, how engaging personalities they are. Can we move to the next slide, sir? It is how the how this millennials mindsets are. Next slide, sir. Because they have a positive impact on the society. Yes, we will see this, sir. And like inside the millennials' mind, like what goes into is they want to make a positive impact on the society and community. They want to earn high. They want to be wealthy also. They want to buy a home for their own. But when we speak to the top three Gen Z ambitions is they earn high, but they want to travel more. Their priority is earning high. But millennials' priority is make a positive impact on the society. Now we will be seeing the online tools available. The tool which you are seeing is AHA slide. 1 minute. Yes. Can we move into the next slide, sir? Because I will explain some of the slides. Yes, Quizit is there. That is, it is very easy in the classes. We can give quiz to the students. You can teach in the class, and immediately after the class, that is 10 minutes before we wind the class, we can give quiz. And it can be taken up immediately, and you will get the reports like how many students are taking up the quiz and how many students have understood whatever we have taught in the class. The next slide, sir, it is Quizlet. Haiku Desk. It is a wonderful, beautiful presentation. You can do n number of presentation, and it goes without any struggle. Next slide, sir. Panopto. Here you can record. You can record all the videos. Then offline you can give those videos to the students, because you can see that students nowadays, they see the recordings before the exams. It is not that like what we had the whole book, studying the whole book, and then preparing, having the notes. Then we will have all the notes prepared, and with the notes we will take points in that, and we will do that. But nowadays these recordings are very easy for the students to just recall whatever been taught in the class. The next slide, sir. OpenShot is also a video recording. Audio can be recorded separately, video can be recorded separately. Wherever there is a correction, you can correct. Wherever you want to add the questions, that is question bank, if you need to get that question banks to be added, you can have the video, you can have the syllabus, you can have the video, then you can have the questionnaire, then you can have the quiz. One shot, video editor. The next, please, sir. Google Duo. I'll explain some of like the next slide, sir. We will see the importance of some of these tools about Prezi. This Prezi is a web-based tool. This Prezi. Prezi is for creating presentation. It's similar to the other presentation softwares like Microsoft PowerPoint. Microsoft PowerPoint, yeah. But this Prezi, it offers some unique features that make a good alternative than the one we have. In recent years, it has become popular even in the schools and even in the business. And Prezi's benefits, like it has a variety of templates. It's completely free. And this links and images, you can have a zoom image. It is appropriate for all the ages. You can update the technology. As Prezi moves to the next technology, it gets updated. You can do your presentation in a very unique way. You can import your presentation for the conversation also. This Prezi is present in the video to keep this human connection also when we are working or learning at the home. And this create inspiration among the students because you're engaging the visuals in minutes, which appears alongside with them and the present. You can record and you can share it later on, and you can have a video conferencing also in Prezi. what we were seeing, this Google Duo. This Google Duo is a video chat mobile app, which was being developed by the Google, which is available in Android phone also and an iOS operating system. This app is automatically switched between the Wi-Fi and the cellular network. It has a knock-knock features, and it has a live preview of the caller before asking it. As benefits, you can make video calls to your contacts. You can get videos, audio of wonderful quality. You can see the video preview with the knock knock, and you can move your pictures during your video call. You can block number in Google Duo, and it's like very less data is will be used in Google Duo, and is how be together in the moment. With this Duo is of high quality video calling app. It is free, simple work on Android phones, iPhones, tablets, computers, and smart display also. Then the next is Blend Space. The Blend Space, this is a way to create an interactive lessons with lots of synchronizing datas. Here you can take PowerPoints, you can do videos, pictures, and other materials also. It is easily manageable, and you will have an organized space. And here the lessons are accessible by the computers, and you can allow the students to use the technology to learn independently also. This Blend Space creates lessons in 5 minutes. Blend with your classroom. This Blend Space blends with your classroom with the digital media. You can share the lessons, you can track the participation, and you can get the students' feedback also, because this Blend Space creates a digital lessons. The next is Padlet, that is Padlet. This Padlet is an application to create online bulletin boards. That is, we can create a bulletin boards. If you create a Padlet, when I do also have a Padlet, you can send your feedback in the bulletin boards that you can use to display the information on any topic. If I'm going to take HRD, I will finish off my class with succession planning, then I can ask the students like what is that they have understood, or career decision making, like the theories, what are the theories you have you know better, or you will take up for your career planning. Then they can put in the Padlet as bulletins, and they can display the information in my Padlet as what's their understanding. Like they can submit the assignments. There are 8 layouts in this Padlet. Number 1 is collaborative note taking. Number 2 is event planning. Number 3 is living web quest. Then you can have the whiteboard answers. Then you can do the poster presentation. You can collect all the videos and you can share the videos in the class. So do we have time to share some videos about all these, sir? Madam, do we have time to share the videos?
Yes, ma'am. How many minutes will it take, ma'am?
Any one, if the faculty of fraternities are interested, then we can share 1 or 2 videos. Or if I can continue, then I'll continue.
Yes, ma'am. We can, ma'am. We can extend for other 5 more minutes, ma'am. 5 or 10 minutes, ma'am.
Then I'll move with my presentation itself. No, we have seen this online tools. There are many ways like how the millennials can know how we can improve their MBA program. How? Number 1 is the technology. Because all these devices and application are becoming more than just a tool for texting. It is not only for taking the selfies. Students have become the drivers of the faculty willing to embrace the personal technology, engaging in learning experience in the classrooms. We can do stimulations, gratifications. Exercise is no longer required and it is not painful. Number one is technology. Number two is experience. Everyone knows that the millennials value experience. And by providing this experimental learning element into our programming, MBA programming, we would have gotten the better delivered courses and the delivering leaders who learn through direct engagement with the real world. Number three is the feedback. A true millennial expects a lots of feedback. What distinguishes the high achieving segment is that the actively solid of. Next is the teaching. We have become a good communicator of the why behind what. We have become more inspirational when connecting theory to practice. We understand that we will be fact checked in the real world. So we are delicate about the details we use while working and incorporating relevant cases as example in our discussion. Right? The next is career counseling. As generation has shifted, so we have the post MBA career interesting. There are traditional roles such as financing, marketing, consulting, and still critical of our students and employer partners. In addition, millennials are interested in a wide variety and engage in emerging sectors. The topics like social enterprise, entrepreneurship. These millennial students actively seek roles and organization that relates the business to the society in direct and indirect ways. Because the research says about 83% of millennials are looking for the job where my creativity is valued. And 95% are motivated to work harder when they know where my work is going to be valued. 76% believe my boss could learn a lot better than me. And 65% of the millennials say, I should be mentoring older co-workers when it comes to technology and getting things done. Right? Millennials are idealistic. Right? Millennials are connected. They are confident. They are ready to change. They also value the contribution and connectedness with the other generation, with the generation like us. Listen, friends, like when the industry is in 5.0, the education was still lagging behind in 4.0. We have lots of blocks in the process. The inputs and the process is giving the output. It means the constructed best practices gives the impact as well as a relief, an ease for you all friends would be the tools. Explain the benefits of the learning and workplace techniques where knowledge is not power, applied knowledge is power. Enjoy using this visual, audio, kinesthetic methods of teaching and make the students understand the owners is now the students. We, the teachers, are only the facilitator. We can do flip classroom. We can explain case studies where this case studies was used first as a promising method in the medical science. They started using this case studies and writing the cases. Then it was taken up as a design thinking by the lawyers. We have to encourage these millennials by self-learning and not by spoon feeding. We can encourage these students to take up the certification in the related domain, an internationally renowned university. We can ask the students to take up the visual internship. And at the last, doubts about the faith, both are status of mind. Doubts or faith, both are the status of the mind, wherein doubts creates the darkness moments in our finest hours. But faith brings the finest moments in our darkest hour. We have to get the real time experience. We have to make this generation learning most interesting, most creative, enjoyable, pleasurable. They should not forget the wonderful bed of roses they had in their post graduation, the wonderful days they had with us in the classroom. We have to make that interesting so that they will grow better, because we are supposed to make the student learning enjoyable, pleasurable, but not painful. We have to move to their level. We have to think like how they go. We can adopt lots of tools and techniques, make all the teaching very easy, very creative, very easy for them to understand. Over with the presentation, madam. It's now 12:09.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll just share only one video.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
1 minute, madam. I should get the screen share, I think, ma'am. I'm not able to do so.
You are made as co-host, so you can share it, ma'am.
1 minute, madam. Screen share. Yes. Please let me know if it is audible.
Learners
Am I sharing,
and
ma'am?
students into your
Yes, ma'am.
Genomio
We
Moodle.
could see.
In this session, we look at how to allow students to enroll themselves in Moodle course by self-enrollment method. There are a number of ways in which your students can access your course. For example, your administrator might enroll them for you, or they might be automatically enrolled from outside, or they might be able to create their own accounts on Moodle site and then enroll themselves into your course. After watching this video, you will be able to explore
Meters.
different
Stop, ma'am.
methods, add students into Moodle course,
Yeah.
which has created
Yeah, I have stopped.
I'm not able to view the screen.
No, you told me to stop, right?
No, ma'am. I said it has got stopped.
Oh,
Sorry,
sorry,
ma'am.
sorry. I thought, 1 minute.
Yes.
I thought you were asking me to stop.
No, not at all. Sorry.
Sorry. Now the next video started.
Ed puzzle can be used to track the student activity and make the video interactive. The first step is click on sign up and then select I am a teacher. Sign in with your Google account. Adding a Gmail account which has Google Classroom will be useful, as we can directly assign the videos to that classroom. As we can see here, we have the popular channels. We can select any of our video from these channels. I'll select YouTube. Here you can search for the video or directly place the link of the video you want to make it as interactive. Here we can see all the videos of modulation. I'll select the first one. Now you have three options: edit, copy, or select. Click on edit. Now we can see we have options here. One cut, but we can trim the video if it is lengthy. Voiceover can be used so that we can add our own explanation. Click on start recording at the time where you want to add your own voice. So this is a video. I'll start recording. Modulation is changing the characteristics of carrier signal according to the message signal. Amplitude. After it is uploaded, see that our own voice has been added, and if you want, you can delete and do it again. We can add a multiple choice question, an open-ended question, and any note if you want to be placed. That can also be done by clicking on note. Now I'll add a multiple choice question, but you have to click on at which point you want to add the question. Now we have to write the question here and the options in these boxes. The green one will be taken as correct answer. It is default taken as first one. If you want to change, you have to click on the other option. We can even add feedback to the options, whether it is correct or wrong, and the explanations can be added by the feedback. Then click on save. I have added an open-ended question like this. Then click on save. Then click on finish. As you can see, the three questions which I have added are shown here. Those are the to-do events for the students. And then we have to click on assign. The Google classes attached with the Gmail will be directly shown. Here we can see the options. We can prevent skipping by the students by clicking on. You can off the commentary. You can directly post on Google Classroom. We can select a due date for the students to complete this activity. We can use the public links to directly embed this Edpuzzle video into the LMS or share it with others using the copy link. The results will be shown with the activities of the students up to which point they have seen, and the marks will also be scored if the students have an Edpuzzle account, or if they are present in the Google Classroom, the results will be directly shown. Thanks for watching. Hello viewers, in this video we'll see.
Thank you. Sorry again to press it. And this is like how it is easy for making this teaching going ahead, because we are moving with this Google Classroom. We are mostly taking up Google Meet or Google Classroom. If you desire to make a difference in this world, you must be a little different from the world. We have to adopt this technology to keep ourselves updated, or we will move outdated. Thank you one and all. Thank you for the very good opportunity given.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Kavita. Any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Over to participants. Any questions?
Participants, if you have any questions, you can just ask our ma'am.
Ma'am, good morning. This is Dr. Sharmila here from Jain University, Bangalore.
Good afternoon, Sharmila.
Yeah, it was a wonderful session. I just want to clarify one thing from you. Is there any tool available for puzzle creating where on live we can create the puzzles or the crosswords and the students can able to answer and we can track it out?
Yes, madam. For the puzzle creation, you have the Quizlets itself, madam. We
Okay.
have the puzzle and the Quizlet. You can attach the puzzles and you can make it in online itself. When the class is going on, you can ask them to share the answers, and the awardees are being mentioned also. We can do it.
Okay, so we can collect the responses as well then.
Yes, we can collect the responses immediately.
Immediately.
And
Okay.
it is visible for everyone. It is
Huh.
as it is visible for a faculty, it is same again, it is visible for everyone in the class.
Okay, okay. But it's free also.
Yes, madam. The basic version is free.
Okay.
But when we move to the higher level,
Hmm.
when we leave this basic and move to the higher level, then everything is payable.
Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a
And
lot.
the basic version.
Yeah. Thank
Welcome.
you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Any other questions, participants?
As there are no questions, shall we wind up? Can we wind up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So